How's it going, crew? This is HappyDays, and here we are with another Terraria tutorial. In this episode, we'll be looking at a complete AFK dungeon hard mode ectoplasm farm, and this can pretty much farm nearly every monster in the dungeon, including the paladins. So the first trick to this, I was looking at the dungeon and I thought, well, why is this so tough? And I realized that most of the mobs can spawn on all the nooks and crannies in the dungeon. So just looking at the map on the side here, I've dug out a really big vertical trench. The next thing is I've created like a little death box here. And it's quite simple. Mimics, which spawn from the chest statue, are able to drop ectoplasms. They spawn dungeon spirits which can be farmed for ectoplasms. And then I also wanted to farm the rest of the mobs as well. So basically, I'll just put a wire tool in so you can see the wiring. So the point of this is to spawn mimics in here. I've got a heart statue dropping hearts on top of me so I don't take too much damage. And it's got two 1 second timers hooked up. The left one is linked 3 times to the chest, which increases the spawn rate of the chest. And it's also linked down here to a teleporter. Note that I haven't put a pressure plate on it because I don't want the mobs to spawn it whenever they stand on it. I found that you can't turn it off that way. So I've linked it to the 1 second timer, and that links to here. And then the right 1 second timer, and I'll just put a raven up there to deal with him. The right 1 second timer is linked to the heart statue, and it's linked by 3 separate wires, so it spawns 3 hearts every 10 seconds. And it's also linked to all the traps in here, so flame traps, spiky balls, and the flames up there. Now the point of the flame spawners here, and I'll just turn it on for a second. The point of those flames shooting across are, and you can see it right there, to deal with the necromancers. So they're pretty much the only mob that can't be contained with this trap. My goal was to keep it as tight as possible. So, yeah. Alright, and the left trigger will spawn the mimics. And they're already in a lava trap, so they're going to die regardless. I just added spiky balls to speed up the whole process. So let's turn it all on and see how we go. Now I summon all the ravens in the box here with me, and you can see a paladin's in there now. So the ectoplasms come through and are immediately killed by the ravens. We've got a heart statue and a campfire to help with regen, and the 3 hearts dropping every 10 seconds should be more than enough than you need to stay alive in here. Also, armor, I've just got the Tiki set on, and that gives us a bonus of 4 minions. And I've also got the pygmy necklace. All of that can be just bought from the witch doctor, because I don't like to grind for over and over to get things like the necrominion scroll, which you get from the pumpkin moon. Yeah, it gives you another minion, but I don't know. If I get it, I get it, but this you can just buy super easy. So you can see I just took a hit there, but I pretty much healed straight back up. And that's pretty much all there is to this trap, guys. It took a while to set up, but I'm pretty happy with it. If I was going to change anything, I'd just see if I can get the necromancers included in it. But this is completely AFK. It farms ectoplasm really fast. And I'll just open my loot chest to show you what we've been grabbing. Plenty of armor polish if you need that. You can get magnet spheres, rocket launcher dropped. The paladin would drop its shield eventually. And here's my stacks of ectoplasm that this trap's been earning. And you can see that it just builds up all the time. And yeah, so what I'll do is I'll turn it back off. You can see it works pretty well. So you just right click the timers again. And you can just use your ravens to finish off any stragglers there. There we go. I'll just desummon the ravens. Blood moon. Okay. And a few stragglers in here. The only reason mobs die down here is because they teleport back out with the fire buff on them and they die down the bottom. So that's pretty much all there is to this track, guys. It's super simple. I'll just put the wiring back up again. You can pause that if you want to see it in action. And I'll put some ravens down there to deal with him. Put the wiring back up. It's super simple. As always, I recommend linking your piggy bank and your safe here so you can access everything from your base without having to leave. You could set up a teleporter to your base if you really wanted to, but I mean, Dungeon's pretty close to my base, so I'm not too fussed. And yeah, if this has been helpful, please hit that like button. It only takes a second, and if this has been useful for you, I reckon that's a pretty sweet deal. Subscribe if you haven't yet. We release lots of videos like this. We've got awesome people here, and yeah, they're awesome to talk to. And leave a comment if you've got any questions about this, or especially if you have any suggestions to deal with those pesky necromancers. Obviously I can kill them, but I'd rather them land here so I can get their loot too. Alright, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Stay happy.